I believe everything is streaming appropriately. It's always fun, new. Maybe I'll back up a little to get this light a little bit more on my face. All right, welcome everyone. Glad to be here. Chance with some mindfulness on a Wednesday. Uh, Sorry, I still was unable to get my Facebook up and running, so I can't see the comments right now. Actually, matter of fact, give me a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can look on my phone here. So, for the time being, thank you for tuning in, and a little bit of info. All right, I should be able to see comments now. They might be a little delayed, but I'm gonna have to turn the volume down before I get a feedback. All right, so yes, here we are. It's my birthday, which inspired my topic today, which is growth, maybe evolution. I don't know, maybe just upgrading everything that it means to be a person. So it's been a long journey that wound me up right here and now. And I think of all the various roles that I went through. As everyone does, we begin as small children, babies, where we need everything done for us, and that is our identity. And then we grow to a toddler, grow our own autonomy and independence. We grow through these phases of child to teen to young adult to 20-somethings to 30-somethings. And the only constant, really, is change. It is this ongoing process of being a person where our identity serves us for that time frame. But with every step, with every kind of phase through life, we need to examine our identity, examine our beliefs, put our unconscious routines on trial. Look at this, I got a comment. Good morning, Debbie. Hey, thank you. Great to be with you as well. Like I said, as we're getting to know this virtual studio, sooner or later I'm going to have a screen over here that I can read the comments on, but for right now, we're making do with my phone here. So back to the topic of examining our beliefs, examining our identity. It's a healthy process to really take a good look at the things that stress us out, the stories we tell ourselves, our priorities, and making sure that our actions and our thoughts and beliefs actually align with what we want in life, how we want to show up in the world. So oftentimes you see, grown-ups acting in a way that just really doesn't reflect who they believe they are. And that's a combination of unconscious habit, of us living an old identity, old routines, old beliefs, without giving a fair amount of basically examination or trial or investigation of what we actually want out of life. So this process of self-discovery, I urge everyone to make time every day to get to know yourself. Not only becoming more clear about what's important to us, but also noticing where our thoughts don't align with the way that we want to show up. So, lots of times, coming up on the new year, I guess, here, people often want to, change some habits. Like, oh, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, over to the Y 3 times a week, or I want to eat healthier, less ice cream before bed, or chips and cheese, or whatever it is. And then we try to actually do that, and what do you know? After a week or so, back to the old routines. This has a lot to do with our identity, our personality. It's a very complex web of information, of history, and of predictions of the future. So when we really start to look at our thoughts, when we really start to ask, does that thought serve me? Does that thought help me show up in this world as the person I'd like to be? We leave a lot of space for growth, honesty, a lot of possibility of upgrading our personality to serve us better, to align with the things that are important to us. This stage in my life, what's important to me is my family, my children, my home, my health, and how I show up for other people. And I put a lot of effort into making that happen. All the while, I notice my old habits, my old ways of thinking, still popping up and becoming a conflict. Either short-tempered or irritable or reckless with what I'm eating or how I'm doing or behaving. So recognizing that the new ways, my new priorities, still take work to actually align with. That's the beauty of recognizing the power of being a person. We're constantly faced with new challenges. We're constantly growing into a larger role or responsibility the older we get. And then we have our old ways that still unconsciously are playing out over and over, behind the scenes, not conscious thought, but rather unconscious patterns. So getting to know these spaces is essential to finding our true fulfillment, our purpose, our satisfaction in life, because then the way that we feel and think aligns with who it is we actually want to show up as. So for today, I want to offer this meditation, a self-examination, a journey into the now, to observe your thoughts without attachment, to be the observer rather than the narrator. When the narrator begins, telling you about your thoughts or your feelings or how you are now, you can recognize that that narrator is your habits and not your desired self or your true consciousness, your true self, the observer that sees it all. So let's start seated. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders. Maybe sway a little bit from side to side. Shrug the shoulders up and down a bit. Notice the low back, the rounding in the low back. Maybe your soles of the feet are planted on the ground. And the taller you sit up, you might feel a little uncomfortable. You might feel tightness in the hips, the low back, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the neck. Whatever you notice, just recognize that that feeling is not new. It's just simply been blocked off, left out. But by bringing your awareness to it, that's the beginning of resolving that discomfort. Let's start to deepen the breath. In through the nose, deeply following it down to your belly, expanding the belly. Deeply out through the nose, while continuing to sit up tall. Big breaths in and out. And just observe the entire cycle of breath, all the way in and all the way out. What do you notice in your body? How does it feel? What do you notice in your mind? Is it judgmental? Is it concerned with the stiffness in your body? Are your thoughts moving a mile a minute? Where is your attention? Is it on the past? Is it on the future? Is it in your body? Or is it in some distant place? Let's bring our attention with every breath back to the entirety of the breath. Find that full space, that full expansion. With every exhale, let go of any thoughts, any feelings, and just focus on the sensation of your body. The breath coming in and going out, unbroken and thorough. Big breaths. As we might notice our body shifting into a state of more peace, less resistance. Ask yourself, what is the most important things in your life? What's the most important to you in this stage of life? Be honest. You're only asking yourself to tell yourself. So be very honest. What is the most important thing to you right now? Maybe it's a list of a few things. First, let's find gratitude for these things. Maybe it's a responsibility. Maybe it's a job or a relationship. Maybe it's opportunities. Maybe it's a thing, like a car or something that gets you around. What is the most important thing to you? It could be a couple things. Find that gratitude. And breathe life into it. ask yourself, what will I do today to enrich, to appreciate, and be grateful for those most important things in my life? For example, mine are my family, my health, my career or mission in serving others. And the question posed is, what will you do today to appreciate and serve the most important things to you in your life? Keep breathing. And don't make it very complicated. Make it simple and direct. What's the most important things? And what will I do today to appreciate them? Keep on finding that space. Keep on sitting up tall, relaxing the shoulders. Keep on finding your way back to the breath if you get distracted or it becomes too complicated about what's important and what are you going to do. But after a few breaths, if you find that center, if you find that tranquility or harmony, direct yourself back to that intention. What do I plan to do in my power to make sure those people or those opportunities or that calling is appreciated and served? Here's another question. What is in my foreseeable day that could be an obstacle to me appreciating and serving those things most important to me? What obstacles may you foresee? Could it be that you're too busy with other things that are not a priority? Could it be your routines that become an obstacle to serving and appreciating your priorities? Could it be that you're too tired or don't have enough energy left over to appreciate those things? Is it that you're too distracted with other things? Get very clear about what obstacles may stand between you and serving and appreciating your priorities, your most important things in your life. Only you know you. But sometimes we get so lost in our habits, our routines, our unconscious thoughts and patterns and loops that even we don't notice ourselves or forget ourselves. And that's okay, because the practice of mindfulness is remembering, or simply making the space to remember. So as you examine what are the possible or likely obstacles you might face in your day moving forward. The next question is, what will you do to overcome those obstacles? To make certain that you will serve and appreciate the most important things in your life. Deep breaths. Keep your posture expansive. Notice the rise and the fall of the breath, the busyness of the mind as it comes, and the thoughts, all fleeting moments, feelings and thoughts. Now that we've identified what's important to us, what's the most important thing to us, and we've identified what we plan to do to ensure that we know we're appreciating and serving those most important things in our life. We've identified what obstacles may arise. Usually they're quite simple. Usually it's just routine. It's because we're too busy going from one thing to the next that we forget all of the opportunities to look the person in the eyes, or just pause and give thanks for our job or opportunities, or just to give thanks for our car or our shelter. Identify the obstacles. There may be many, but all very simple. And then also identify what we will do to make sure those obstacles don't keep us from appreciating and serving the most important parts of our life today and every day. The reality is, no matter how old we are, we don't know how much time we have left. So if something is important to us today, and even more specifically, right now, is the only time that we're guaranteed to be able to appreciate those things. Take a few more breaths and just reflect on how you feel, what came up. Visualize yourself serving and appreciating your priorities. Imagine yourself overcoming obstacles to make sure that you use today, use your time to direct your appreciation to what is most important to you. Three more full breaths. Notice how your body is changed. Notice where tension may have softened. Notice where it's still present. Every time you direct your attention inward, you can realign yourself with what's important. And if you don't have time to realign yourself with what's important, that means someone else or something else is making those decisions for you. So simple practice of being mindful, identifying what's important to us, aligning our actions and our behaviors and our attention to what's important, not only helps us become the person that we want to be, but it makes us feel fulfilled, aligned, healthy, powerful, needed, influential, inspirational, and well. Thanks for tuning in, joining me for my special birthday meditation. I'll be here every Wednesday with a similar talk and a practice of mindfulness to hopefully prompt you into the moment. Remind you that you are creating your experience. And as often as we forget, remembering is only a breath away. Thanks again. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. Leave comments, emojis, all that. Oh, looks like somebody's writing in. Hey, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate it. Hey, Stephanie. Hey. All right. Y'all be well. I'll be back on Friday for chair yoga and another mindfulness talk. If you have any topics you want to discuss, any ideas that you would like to examine or expound upon, I'm way open to suggestions. I'm here to serve whoever needs it. You just tell me what you need, and I'll do my best to share a helpful perspective. Thanks a lot, everyone. Cheers.